Bow down before my psycho power.
In this video, I want to talk a little bit about Reina Mishima. Well, actually, her name may not even be Mishima anymore. Her name may actually be, what was Kazumi's name? Of course, it's Kazumi Mishima now, but what was it before? Was it Kazumi Hachijo? So would it be Reina Hachijo? Is that her last name? I don't know. But basically what Tekken 8 tells us is the origin of Reina. We had our ideas of how the timeline could play out. First off, Tekken told us that the only two Devil Gene users surviving was Jin and Kazuya, the two evil stars. They're hyped up to be like these supernatural existence. Tekken 7 retcons that and say actually they're a part of this long lineage of Devil Gene carry. It's passed down by the generations. You know, your father, your mother give it to you, and so on and so forth, right? That then went on to spawn this whole meme from the Tekken player base where they basically said that Devil Gene is a sexually transmitted disease. The good old days, memeing on Tekken 7's lore. Now here we are doing it for Tekken 8. So what they told us is that the Hachijos are descendants from Azazel. For those of you who don't know, he is said to be the origin of the Devil Gene, but also we don't know if the Devil Gene can exist without him. If he gets completely destroyed, will the Devil Gene exist? We don't know about that. But when he was being dethroned, because back during the Egyptian times, he was a god, right? Some people rebelled against him and they imprisoned him in the tomb. While that was going on, you had the Hachijo clan separate from all of that, and basically they just started to do their own thing in the secret society. And ever since then, they've been covering up their existence, which is why a lot of people forgot about said existence, right? That would also make sense why Claudio's clan didn't go and track them down, hunt them down. Same thing with Zafina. They've been living in secret for all this time. Now, that all changes with Heihachi Mishima. They look at what that guy is doing and they say this guy is a stain on the earth. So what they do is they send Kazumi to kill Heihachi. It's retconned now to where they say they sent her to spy on Heihachi, and that's why those two got so close and eventually fell in love. But here's the stupid thing about this, right? Tekken 7 showed us that Kazumi shows up when Heihachi is a child. Both of them are child. Who sends a child to spy on another child? It just doesn't seem like it seems like you could do something better than that. It seems like you could send an actual full-grown assassin, like the Raven clan did with Raven. They sent Raven to spy on the Mishimas that would spawn the famous line, Heihachi Mishima is dead. Why didn't the Haijos do the same thing? Send a fully trained Haijo Devil Gene wielding warrior who fully understands their power to survey Heihachi. Don't send a child who eventually grows up, doesn't know how to use her powers, and her powers overcome her and she just attacks Heihachi. Heihachi sees that attack as betrayal and kills her, right? But then also what that does, Tekken 8 tells us, is that not only did Heihachi kill her, he's then, I guess, learns the true secret of why she's out with him, right? He learns about the entirety of the Hachijo clan, and Tekken 8 tells us that he goes, finds them, and destroy all of them. This game is trying to give us more information, but every time they do, they make the decisions and the story even more stupid. I thought it was stupid for them to send a child because that child eventually puts herself in danger because she doesn't know how to wield her own power. But now that decision had a even bigger consequence where Heihachi went and wiped out the clan full of Devil Gene carriers. And even when I say that out loud, I think, like, how is that even possible? Heihachi struggles with Kazuya and Jin, and he even struggled with Kazumi. How can he then show up to an entire clan of Devil Gene carriers and kill them all? That is a huge stretch of my imagination. I want to see a cutscene of it because I don't know how Heihachi managed to do that. In my opinion, I think Reina could give Heihachi a tough battle one-on-one just because of the power that the Devil Gene imbues its user, right? But let's move on. Heihachi Mishima destroys the entirety of the Hachijo clan. This is why they do not exist anymore. As you can see, the Tekken 7 journalist went to explore and try to find them, and all he can find was an empty town with a janitor cleaning up the place. The Hachijo clan wanted to survey Heihachi and try to keep him in check, had a disastrous consequence for them themselves. But here's where things get interesting when we talk about Reina and where she's at. When Heihachi destroyed the entire clan, he found one child. That child was a girl. that girl was spared, her life saved. Heihachi took her under his wing and raised her. It kind of reminds me of Thanos and Gamora. Thanos took over her whole planet, destroyed everyone, said, you got some fight in you. I like you, kid. You're gonna come with me and we're gonna take over the world together. It seems like that's what Heihachi did. He pulled a Thanos. So this kind of gives us the answer as to, one, where Reina comes from. She comes from the Hachijo Clan. This also explains how she got the devil gene. What I also will add to this is it also explains why Reina knows so much about the devil gene. When she is first introduced to Kazuya, his true devil form, she is like, oh, this is the power of Azazel. She speaks of it as if she knows it, and we think she knows it because Heihachi told her, but now we know that she knows it because she is a Hachijo, and Hachijos are the descendants of Azazel as well. So her obsession with the devil gene, her trying to unlock her own devil gene, is directly from that. When she was fighting Jin Kazama, she punched him so hard to where she awoken his devil gene. He returned the favor and punched her so hard and almost awoken her devil gene. This is why she quit the fight, because she would have exposed her devil gene to the whole world on national live global TV. So that's why she taps out the fight then. But then with Kazuya Mishima, when she's fighting inside the Coliseum, she is fighting him and once again is trying to unlock her devil gene. But I think she said something along the lines of not enough or not yet or something like that. But you can see she is constantly trying to unlock her devil gene. And towards the end of the game, when Kazuya is shooting those death lasers from above and she stands in the way to block or to get hit by the laser, she is once again trying to unlock her devil gene. And what's interesting about her, she knows she has to unlock her devil gene by basically almost dying. So this addition that they gave us in the story DLC makes everything that she was doing prior makes sense as well. You do have this weird thing where we're trying to figure out, why did Heihachi suddenly want to raise a devil gene carrier? When he first was introduced to the devil gene, he immediately betrayed his own son, Kazuya Mishima. He threw that 5-year-old down a mountain and tried to kill him. So why would he then go to an enemy clan and try to, adopt another, let's say, 5-year-old? It doesn't make sense for Heihachi to do that. Once again, you just have bad writing. When you really think about it, the cracks is there. Why would he abandon his own child who has the devil gene, but then take in another child who has said devil gene? Doesn't make sense. But when you talk about Heihachi's disappearance, Kazuya eventually kills Heihachi. As we can see in Tekken 8's story, Reina is upset by this. She enacts her own plan to get revenge. She is trying to infiltrate Jin Kazama's inner circle and I guess just learn more about the organization, learn more about her enemy before she unveils her plan. We see her try to hire Nina, which is Kazuya's ally at the time. So Reina has some plan that she's trying to enact as well. You can also talk about her going to meet Lydia. What I found interesting about this is, once she is giving Lydia information about G-Corp and she is helping Lydia fight against G-Corp. So that's how these two are connected. But what Reina does immediately after is point her in the direction of Heihachi. The warrior monks throws a spear at Reina and Reina dodges, and this is what gives Lydia the impression that they are not working together. But after Lydia fight off the monks who was sent to fight her, then they start talking about, oh, the proud warrior, we want you to come to the island. And then Reina puts in the idea saying, she says the Tekken monks is a secret organization that even the Mishima Daibatsu doesn't have record of. All that is known about them is that they see the Mishimas as a threat, and they have had the nerve to disrupt every attempt to look for Heihachi Mishima. Lydia says they mentioned the peerless warrior. She then connects the dots and feels like the monks is calling out to her. And then Reina is the one who encourages Lydia to say, yes, you basically are the warrior and you should go contact him and find them. Like, this is your invitation to figure out who they are. So basically what Reina is trying to do, she feels that Heihachi is on this island or somehow connected to the island. So she is telling Lydia to go there and basically see what's going on, because these two are passing information. If Lydia discovers, like she does, that Heihachi is there, Reina can probably go in and try to pull him out or something. But as we see in the story, it takes a different turn where Heihachi turns evil, he kills everyone, and he's basically going to walk out on his own. Now, what happens when evil Heihachi and Devil Reina reunite with one another? Will he reject Reina for having a devil gene like he did Kazuya, or will he accept Devil Reina, and then those two combine, unite against Jin, Lars, and who knows, maybe even Kazuya? Jun and Kazuya are working together. A lot of people are theorizing that Jun Kazama will turn Kazuya to the good side. If that happens, you'll have Heihachi, Devil Reina versus basically everyone. That is potentially what the developers could be setting up, not only with Reina's introduction to the story, but Heihachi's resurrection and also to Tekken 9.